Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 14th, 2022 full moon, supermoon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy that we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, it's so interesting. There are a lot of blessings that are coming our way. We're going to have a really hard time staying in the moment, Scorpio. We're going to be looking out at the future. We're going to be looking out at the past and really just having a hard time being in the here and the now and celebrating where we are and what we want. Now, this can be because this supermoon amplifies everything, right? So this June moon is a supermoon. The moon is in Sagittarius. The sun is in Gemini. So we have the philosopher and the questioner coming together. But we also have this time being, even a few days before this full moon, being a time where we're easily swayed by our dreams, where we're looking at how we imagine things to be or how we want things to be. And reality doesn't always measure up to our dreams. Sometimes it can suppress it, yes, and that's brilliant moments. But a lot of times when we dream about something and we really focus on it, reality doesn't measure up. So knowing here that our dreams and what we're experiencing won't always measure up, and we have to stop being so hard on ourselves because of this. We can also find it very hard to be in the moment because once we finish one thing and it doesn't measure up, well, then we're already on to the next. And we're not going to realize that if we stayed in this for a moment and we gave ourselves some time and we cut ourselves a break, we would be a lot happier with the outcome of everything. We just really will be. And see that we've actually succeeded a lot more than we're giving ourselves credit for. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. All right. We have love. This is the heart chakra. We need to let love in. We need to let love guide us. Our heart needs to be the center of us during this time, and for us to be really guided and beautifully connected with our heart and what we love and what we want. Kind of asking ourselves, like, emotionally, does this feel right? Do I feel connected? So let's look at what the tarot, oh no, I'm skipping ahead. Let's look at what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, goodness. Love that. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right. So let's see what the cards have to say. So right smack dab in the middle, right here, where we are right now, is the full moon in Sagittarius, which is where we are right now, Scorpio. So here it says, look at the bigger picture. As we're going forward, this moon is telling us, look at the big picture, but don't get so caught up Okay, this is what we have to be mindful of. Don't get so caught off in the big picture that we forget to celebrate the wins and the moments that really matter. All right. So as we're looking at the bigger picture, we're also looking at what we're taking aim at, what we want, what we're hoping to discover, what we're hoping to see. It brings us to what we're having a challenge with during this time, and it's patience. It's being patient with ourselves. It's knowing that things take time. It's knowing that things don't happen instantaneously and being okay with that. We can say, oh, I know I need patience, or oh, I know that this needs time to grow. Inwardly, though, we're still going to be like, oh, why didn't this happen? And we're going to beat ourselves up over things that if we just would have had patience, if we would just be kinder to ourselves, we will see work out in a very profound way. It moves us then to what we're focusing on, and it's that nothing will come of this. So nothing will come of this situation is the void of course. In the lunar cycle, we have void of courses that come up at certain times, meaning that things kind of go haywire. When we want them to go one way, they tend to go another. So we can look up the void of course and highlight this time, in our calendars, but we can also know that the harder we try to plan for something, the harder we try to make it happen a certain way, the more it's just going to go haywire, the more it's just going to be out of our control. So if we can step back and say, all right, what happens, happens, we're going to find that it's better for us. There's more positivity, there's more prosperous. We're more prosperous then. It brings us then to our past, and we've been hungering for something. There's this hunger drive, there's this determination, there's almost a feeling of starvation. There's something here where it's like it's been deprived. We've been depriving it. For some of us, we've been depriving it from ourselves. For others of us, it's like we are so driven, we are so hungry for this success, for this win, for this power, for this prosperity, that it becomes overwhelming. And that's going to be a very intense thing. And that has been a very intense thing. But this is part of our past. So up until the time we watch this reading, there's this hunger that's leading us forward. And it's almost like I insatiably have to fill it. It can be that we're insatiably hungry, but it can be quite literal. But it can also be that I am just so determined, so driven, that if I don't succeed just like this, I'm an absolute failure. And we have to step out of that harshness, because it's not fair to us. It just isn't. It moves us then to our strength, which is bring love into the situation. It's that connecting with the heart chakra. It's bringing love. It's moving us forward in love. It's really connecting with what we desire and what we want and what we love, what lightens the mood and kind of brings joy into our surroundings. That's what we're really, really good at. So this stressful energy is holding us back. It's denying us. Also understand that during this time, because we're so swayed by our dreams, we're also going to be very swayed by the media, social media, media in general, movies, books, music, whatever energy that holds, it's going to have a tremendous impact on us. So just be aware of that. Also, Mercury enters into Gemini, and this brings communication and travel to the forefront of our attention. And so it becomes so important to us. Even if we just find ourselves scrolling through and thinking, oh, wouldn't this be a nice vacation? And wouldn't it be lovely to one day go here or to do that? We're going to find that pull to us during this time. Our near future is the darkness. There's a sense of embracing the shadow, embracing the quiet, looking at things in a very different light, and it's the absence of light, looking at things quietly and serenely. Now, as we're Scorpio energy and we're represented by the Death card, the darkness is easier for us to connect with than it is for some. But we're also going to find this to be a very overwhelming time as we enter into this future, what's coming closer to us. It makes us really look inward. It makes us really see what we want and what we desire, because we can't be distracted by everything else. Some of us will find this very overwhelming. So just know that as the darkness comes in, and as you're really focusing on you, it can be overwhelming. It can be like, wow, this is just too much right now. Our suggested approach is believe in the impossible, because it's by believing in the impossible that we will achieve our goals. We will get to where it is that we want to be. But we can't say, oh no, that's not going to happen, because then we just jinx ourselves. We then have what we need to know. And what we need to know is that we need to have faith. We need to have faith in our dreams and in ourselves and in what we want and what we're looking for. And as we do so, what we hope for and what we fear is that our commitment is being tested. We hope that, okay, this is just a test. I can pass this test. I can get myself back on track. And yet we also fear that my commitment is being tested and I'm just not that into it. I'll walk away. I won't stand the test of time. So know that that weighs heavily on us. We're feeling a bit fickle, but we're also being very harsh on ourselves. So be aware of this. It moves us then to our potential future, which is resilience. It's like, I'm not being crushed down. I'm not being stopped. I don't care what chaos comes in my way. I know my goals. I know where I'm headed. So let's see what the tarot has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And one bonus card, which we'll just put right over here for right now. Okay. For this, like this. All right. So where we are now, it's the 10 of Wands. We're overburdened. We have a lot that we're carrying, a lot that we're trying to work out. We've just started to ask for help. We've just started to say, I can't carry this all. So she has the oxen here to help her. But it's almost like I've just taken all the packs off of my own back and said, okay, I need to delegate this. Before we were trying to do it all, and that was driving us crazy. Now we're looking at the bigger picture and we're saying, no, I can't do it all. I can't drive myself crazy. I need to release. Now, when it comes to patience, when it comes to our challenge with patience, we have the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is that we're also having a really hard time celebrating ourselves, of saying, a job well done, let's move forward, let's connect with this, let's go after, what we want and what we need. So there's a real sense of, I'm having trouble being patient with myself and seeing that what I'm doing is right, like I'm on the right path. And celebrating our wins. We're going to have a really hard time, Scorpio, just to celebrate our wins and to say, yes, this is what I've done. Because, again, we're always just going to be on to the next thing. And if we do that, we're going to find we burn out really quickly. It moves us to what we're focusing on, and it's the Queen of Swords. It's that nothing will come of this situation. It's kind of like we're trying to work out every nuance. The swords represents air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So here, with the Gemini, the Sun in Gemini, we want to know everything. We want to have everything worked out, everything planned, everything just as it needs to be. And yet, the harder we try to plan, the harder we try to say, this is how it is, the further it will get from us. So just realize that. Here, with the Queen of Swords, it's like, all right, step into your power, step into yourself, cut through doubts, fears, and negativity, and say, this is who I am. Even if nothing comes from saying, this is who I am, the change starts within. Because we're not worrying about everything else. We're saying, okay, this is what I need. Focus on one task at a time, and we'll be surprised at what manifests. Because our past, it brought us to this place of prosperity as we, looked at what we hungered for. It brought us to a place of wealth. It brought us, and I know some of you right now are laughing and saying, oh, wealth, Dane, like, come on. But it let us know what was important. It completed a cycle when it came to finances. It's like, this is what's important. This is what I need. This is what I want. This is what I'm going after. And it lets us connect to something so much more than us, which is a big deal. It brings us to our strength right now, and it's that we know that things are changing. And we bring love to the situation. We bring love as it changes. So as the wheel turns, as things are changing, as we are moving forward, we're bringing love into the situation. We're opening up our hearts. We're seeing things become so different than we had seen them before. And we're entering into a new season because of it. It brings us to, our near future, which is the 6 of Cups. It's like, that's it, I'm celebrating it. The darkness comes in, the quiet comes in, and then there's this burst of light that comes inside of us. And it's like, I'm celebrating what I need to celebrate. A wish is being granted. This is where I need to be. It moves us to our approach to the situation, which is believe in the impossible. And things start to come into balance. Again, this is the Minor Arcana, Libra card. They say again, this is the Minor Arcana Libra card. Things weren't in balance before. It felt chaotic. There's a strong sense of, I don't know if you have Libra in your chart or we just want things to be balanced and orderly. And here it's like, believe in the impossible. Things can be balanced. Things can start to come in, and we'll start to see things come in. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just hearing like you'll get a check, like you'll get a check in the mail. Money will come in ways that just surprise you. So be aware of that. It moves us then to what we need to know, and it's that there's vampiric energy around us. We need to have faith, but we also need to know the energy that just isn't right for us anymore, and we need to release that. We need to say, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is who I am, and I'm releasing the negative energy, I'm releasing the hurtful, hateful energy, and I'm not carrying it with me, and I'm not hoarding away my prosperity and success. It's like I'm proud of who I am and what I've achieved. Our fears, yes, we fear our commitment being tested, but also our balance within ourselves is being tested. We're taking on so much, and we're trying to balance everything, that all of a sudden we just lose sight of who we are and where we're headed and what we're going towards. And it's like, oh my gosh, where do I need to be? So we need to have our feet firmly planted on the ground, because our commitment is being tested. Because it's like, are you committed to you? Not are you committed to every activity and chore that needs to be done. Are you committed to you, Scorpio? Which brings us to the resilience and the 8 of Wands. Things start moving really quickly. Things start to change as we realize that we're still moving forward, still going after, still, achieving what we want to achieve. It brings us to the bonus energy, but here also with the potential outcome. It's like, once we start to see that we're not squashed down, that we're not silenced, it's like all of a sudden, like the bowl starts rolling, and it's just unbelievable how it moves forward. It's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. I can't believe where we're headed. I can't believe what's happening here. Everything starts to change so quickly, starts to move so quickly. Our bonus energy, our bonus card, right, is the Queen of Cups. And Scorpio, that's us. We're represented by the cups in the minor arcana. We're represented by the death card in the major. Here we are the Queen of Cups. We're embracing what we love. There's beautiful sacred feminine energy around us, and we need to embrace that as well. It's so interesting. We'll have to do an exercise where just envision yourself as a little kid. Which parent do you run to? Or is it an aunt? Is it an uncle? Is it a grandparent? Is it, a caregiver? Is it a teacher? Who do you run to that makes you feel safe? Because it's usually going to be aligned with the energy that you feel most comfortable with in your life, like in the day-to-day world and in yourself. So when the Queen of Cups comes forward, is there a connection with the sacred feminine that we need to work on? We need to say, like, yeah, okay, I need to work on this. I didn't feel comfortable with this energy growing up, and now I need to feel comfortable with it, because it is so powerful. It is such a part of us. Just like with the sacred masculine energy, if we find that we run to the sacred feminine and we're like, okay, I feel comfortable with this energy, why is that? How do we connect with the masculine and strengthen ourselves just spiritually and personally? There's a real sense of what we love and what we desire moving us forward. There's a real sense of, like, I am showing up for me. And as we do so, we're going to start to see ourselves being more grounded, becoming more centered, becoming more aware of how we're moving forward and what's, appropriate for us and what isn't. And we're also moving forward in a very nurturing, healing way. It brings us to our subconscious Luna message, which is self-reflection. Communication is key. As we reflect on ourselves, the communication we have with ourselves is key. How do I speak to myself? What is my self-talk like? How do I move myself forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is important to me? Communication is key. As we're reflecting, as we're seeing ourselves more openly and more honestly than we have in quite some time. Our subconscious tarot message is the 5 of Pentacles. For one reason or another, we still feel like we're on the outside of wealth, prosperity, success, bounty, abundance, and that we won't be allowed to move into it. That we're always going to be on the outside looking in. Subconsciously, there's an energy of lack, a poverty mentality. Where does that come from? Where does that stem from? Why is that there? Because subconsciously, we're sabotaging ourselves. And yet we're trying so hard to be so successful. We're working so diligently on success, and yet we're sabotaging ourselves. So we need to see why. We also need to start seeing things differently. We've developed some negative patterns, okay, in the way that we look at money, in the way that we look at success, in the way that we look at ourselves. And this is a time where we need to say, okay, that's enough of that. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Queen of Cups. So as much as this is our bonus energy that connects with us and heals us, this is also a very harmful energy to us. We can get in our own way. We can feel like we're nurturing something and be nurturing nothing that is appropriate for us, nothing that our soul really needs. Here, the Queen of Cups is telling us, don't get in your own way. Don't, don't keep yourself from being successful. Okay? Because you're so connected with having to sacrifice, having to commit to everyone else and everything else. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra energy, which is nurturing. This is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. We need to nurture ourselves. We need to see what we want and what we desire. We need to see where we need to be and nurture that spark. We also need to nurture the sparks within us so that life has beauty, has connection, has grace to it. Because if it's just humdrum responsibilities, it becomes overwhelming. It becomes too much. Okay. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. And may you have a blessed moon.